Hey YouTube. A few weeks ago, I did a review on this knife for Texas blades, and I gave it a decent review, and it was in the aspect of it being a fillet knife, because that's what they market this knife as. And I say in there, I don't think it would make a good fillet knife, but I do think it would make a good kitchen knife or a good kitchen prep knife, like if you're bringing fresh fruits and vegetables with you out on the trail or whatever. You could prepare it with this. Never said it was a survival knife, but if you look at it, and I hope I'm getting the right model here, but it looks similar, shockingly similar to the Mora companion. Not the materials they use or anything like that, but just the handle, the blade, the length, the thickness of the handle. And I wish I had my buddy's Mora here to compare them so I could just show you. In fact, he told me to take it, but taking a man's knife is like taking a man's gun. If you're not handing him a fistful of cash, you really shouldn't do it. So this is the only thing I have, and here's what I think happened, because they know this is not a fillet knife. It's way too thick and it's kind of short. I mean, a fillet knife can be that length, but there's no way the blade should be that thick on it. So I don't think they made it as a fillet knife. What I think happened is they made it as a Mora knockoff, and after a little bit of testing with it, they decided that they better not say it's anything compared to a Mora. In fact, they even called it the Wahoo killer and put a fish on it, and I think they just said, well, we'll just market it as a fillet knife after a little bit of testing, and I'm pretty sure they broke up. But since they want to make it look like a Mora clipper, I'm just going to say Mora, because I don't know if clipper is the correct model I'm saying, so I'm sure I'll be corrected if I'm wrong. But we're going to treat this knife like a Mora knife today. We're going to do some things that I know a Mora knife can do, because, like I said, my buddy, he's a Mora freak. He has all of them. That's the end-all game to knives for him, is Mora. So I don't like them. I don't buy them. I like them. I just don't buy them. Just never have gotten around to buying one. I may one day and do a review on it and try it out for a little while, but in Texas we're not allowed to carry fixed blade knives, so most of the knives that are in my packs, besides my field dress kit, are folding knives. And if you get caught with a field dress kit, they know what you're doing. You show them your hunting license, you show them your tag, hey, I'm going hunting, so most cops will let you slide on stuff like that. But if you just have a fixed blade knife in your pack, a lot of them out there, I mean, they can legally arrest you for it, so I just rather not even give them a reason, so I don't carry fixed blade knives. So we're going to start this test off with just some light stuff. You can see here I've been feathering this stick a little bit. We're going to do some real light feathering, then we're going to work our way. You can see the thicknesses of these are all different. We're going to split this wood and see if we can break it, or see if it breaks, rather. I'm not going to try to break the knife, but I'm going to split this wood and see if it does break. And if it doesn't break, we'll probably go with something a little bit thicker and see if it breaks that. Go with a full limb or something, because I split this wood with this little bitty neck knife. It's a little Smith & Wesson HRT claw, and it surprised me. I just bashed this knife in the review. I hated it. Said it was ridiculous, but after I cleaned it up and got to use it a little bit, it's user friendly. I like it. So I need to revise that review, but I haven't yet. So let's start with some real light feathering and see what happens. Well, it's definitely, earlier I was doing some really small light feathering, and it was working well, but it seems to be working with the heavier stuff too. I was doing this kind of stuff earlier. Some littler stuff, but it's doing the big feathering as well. And that's how I feather a stick anyway. I feather it from here to about here. all the way around, preferably a lot smaller piece, thinner that is, and just feather it out like that. And that's how I feather my sticks that I start my fires with. So I don't usually use something that thick, but that is how I do my feathering. Let's just see if we can kind of make a spear here somewhat. Oh, don't hit the camera tripod. Definitely a lot sharper than I thought it was going to be. I figured, honestly, doing this, it would roll the edge noticeably. And it's really not rolling the edge. I really thought this task would destroy the edge on the knife, but it's really not. And this isn't dry wood. It is a softer wood. It's mulberry wood, but it's not dried out. This wood isn't rotten. In fact, you can still see some green in it. I'm pretty sure the camera's not going to pick it up, but you can still see some green in this wood, especially where I've just recently did some feathering. You can see a green tint to it, so the wood's still kind of green. So I rounded it off nice. And let's look at the blade really kind of closely. Really nothing done to it. Because earlier when I was doing some feathering, I was doing it with the tip. And now if you feel the tip, there's an indentation right there. I don't know, maybe I just hit a knot or something like that. I really was thinking it would destroy this blade doing that, at least the edge of it. And it didn't. So let's move on to the next test. Next test, we're going to be splitting this stuff. So we'll be right back. Oh, don't hit the camera. Put the camera in a bad place, so I really can't give it as good a swings as I want to. I'm trying to show you, you see that green in that wood? See the difference from this side to this side. This is the side I just split open. You can kind of see it there. A little bit of a green tint to it right here. So this isn't rotten wood. Alright, let's try the big piece. Biggest piece I have anyway. I may have to go cut a limb. Should have put the camera a little higher up than I did. I really was thinking this thing was going to just break the first time I hit it. Let's smack it kind of hard and see what happens. $2 Mora knockoff, who'd have thunk it? And I really haven't been beating on this thing. I smacked it hard the last time, but the first times I only have about, I don't know, 8 inches there to swing on it, so before I smack the camera. I really was thinking that would at least tear the edge up a little bit, and it hasn't seemed to yet, so we're going to throw some more tests at it. Here coming up soon, we'll have more videos on that. I'm going to cut some big limbs up, and if that don't break it, then we're going to try to chop cut a small tree down that I have on the side of my house that doesn't need to be there. So we're going to try to chop cut that, or baton cut it, whatever the hell you want to call it, baton chop. I don't know. We're going to try that out and see what happens. So, yeah, I still wouldn't call it a survival knife. Obviously, they dubbed it a fillet knife for a reason. You know, it's too thin to be a survival knife. But you could definitely do some light batoning and some feathering with it so far that we know of. Next video, plan on seeing some abuse on this thing, because I'm just going to beat the hell out of it and see if we can't make it break. Really thought it would do it this time, honestly. Then again, I wasn't smacking it too hard, so I don't know. We'll have to see on the next video. Thanks for watching, YouTube.